Chosen one, have you ever felt deceived by someone who seemed trustworthy? Have you ever had the feeling that some people around you are not what they appear to be? In today's world, where appearances are often deceiving, having your eyes wide open is essential to recognize who is really by your side. Bad and fake people exist, and they often hide behind masks of kindness and friendliness. They know how to manipulate, deceive, and distort the truth to benefit themselves, often at the expense of their peace and well-being. However, you, chosen one, possess powerful intuition and keen discernment, gifts that can guide you to see beyond appearances. Follow me until the end of this video to learn the telltale signs that the chosen can use to identify bad and fake people. Signs that go beyond superficial words and actions, revealing the true intentions of those around you. You will learn how to use your wisdom and discernment to protect your energy, keeping your light shining brightly, even in the shadows. Get ready to arm yourself with the knowledge that few have, but that many desire. Before we continue, subscribe to our channel to be part of our community of support for God's chosen ones. Dear chosen one, on your journey you will meet people who seem to change their beliefs and values as easily as they change their clothes. These frequent changes are not just signs of flexibility, they often indicate that the person is trying to adapt to manipulate others or fit in where it suits them. Imagine meeting someone who in one group strongly advocates honesty, but in another, acts dishonestly without hesitation. This is more than just adaptation, it is a strategy to gain acceptance or benefits by revealing a lack of commitment to any inner truth. This lack of consistency in beliefs can be a clear sign of a person trying to manipulate situations for their own gain. When a person behaves differently depending on who is around them, they are showing that their beliefs are malleable and therefore unreliable. Chosen, it is vital to notice these signs to avoid getting involved in relationships with people who do not have a solid foundation of values. These people may appear friendly and understanding one moment, only to reveal an entirely different face when circumstances change. For example, consider someone who speaks passionately about integrity and honesty in public meetings, but who does not hesitate to lie or omit facts for their own benefit in private conversations. This discrepancy not only raises questions about his sincerity, but also about his intentions towards others. If an individual is willing to alter their beliefs and values to align with what is most advantageous at the time, it suggests that they may be equally fickle in their loyalties and intentions. As a chosen one, you must observe these contradictions and question why someone would change their beliefs so easily. It could be that this person is trying to gain your trust or support through means that are not genuine. Authenticity should not fluctuate with the social tides. It is a sign of inner strength and integrity, something that the chosen should value and seek in their relationships. The ability to discern these contradictions is a powerful tool for protecting your own integrity and avoiding being manipulated. Recognizing these contradictions can be a real game changer. By understanding that people who constantly change their beliefs and values may be using this as a tactic to manipulate, you equip yourself with the knowledge necessary to keep your interactions authentic and safe. It is essential to keep your own values clear and firm, serving as an example of consistency and truth to those around you. Now that we've explored the importance of identifying contradictions in values and beliefs, let's delve into another critical aspect, the overuse of blame tactics. These tactics are powerful tools for manipulating and controlling the chosen, and understanding how they work can help you protect yourself and maintain your inner peace. Get ready to discover how guilt can be used against you and how to neutralize this behavior. Chosen one, have you ever felt constantly guilty about something you didn't do or that wasn't your responsibility? This is a common tactic of manipulative people to control others. When someone makes you feel guilty regularly, especially over issues that aren't really yours, that's a sure sign of manipulation. These people know that guilt is a powerful emotion and they use it to make you feel responsible for your problems or failures, even when you have nothing to do with them. This feeling of guilt is a tool they use to keep you under control. Imagine a situation where a friend constantly blames you for their own failures or difficulties. He may say things like, "If you were more present, I wouldn't be in this situation," or "Because of you, everything went wrong." These statements not only make you feel bad, but they also create a false sense of responsibility. People like this take advantage of your empathy and kindness to manipulate your emotions. As a chosen one, it is essential to recognize when someone is using guilt to manipulate you and take a firm stand to protect your emotional well-being. These guilt tactics often involve subtle manipulations, where the person plays the victim, hoping you will take steps to alleviate their situation. They may use phrases like, "I would never be like this if you had helped me," or "No one cares about me, not even you." Such statements are designed to make you feel sorry and consequently give in to their demands. Chosen one, you must recognize these manipulations and remember that you are not responsible for the problems you did not create. It is vital that you do not allow these feelings of guilt to consume you. Recognize that you are not responsible for other people's mistakes or choices. Manipulation through guilt is a form of emotional control that aims to leave you vulnerable and submissive. Chosen are naturally empathetic, but this empathy should not be exploited to satisfy the agendas of others. It is necessary to establish clear and firm limits, and remember that your kindness should not be confused with weakness. If you notice that someone is consistently trying to make you feel guilty, reflect on the relationship and how often this occurs. Ask yourself if this person truly has your best interests in mind or if they are just using you for their own gains. Being able to identify these tactics is an important step towards protecting yourself and preserving your mental health. Chosen ones have the right to defend themselves and avoid being manipulated by those who do not have good intentions. Chosen one, have you ever met someone whose stories about the past seem to change every time they are told? This is a classic sign that the person may be hiding something or fabricating information. Inconsistent stories often indicate that someone is trying to manipulate the truth to create a more favorable image of themselves or to hide something from their past that they would prefer others not to know. As a chosen one, it is essential to pay attention to these details, as they can reveal a lot about a person's true nature. Imagine meeting someone who, in one conversation, says they worked for a large multinational company, but, in another, claims to have dedicated years to volunteering in remote communities. While both stories may be true in different contexts, the inconsistency and lack of clarity raise suspicions about the veracity of their statements. These lapses in consistency may indicate that the person is trying to adapt to the audience or context, manipulating stories to impress or gain the trust of others. It's important to remember that everyone can occasionally adjust their stories or forget specific details. However, when inconsistencies are frequent and substantial, this is a warning sign. Chosen must be particularly wary of those who constantly alter the facts or change their narratives. These changes may be an attempt to avoid responsibility, hide past mistakes, or create a false impression of experience and reliability. These inconsistent stories can also be used to manipulate the perception of those around you. If someone constantly changes the story of their achievements or failures, they may be unjustifiably trying to gain sympathy, respect, or support. For a chosen, it is vital to recognize these manipulations and not be fooled by a carefully constructed facade. Gently questioning and seeking more details can help reveal the truth behind these inconsistencies. Chosen one, keeping an eye out for these discrepancies not only protects you from being deceived, but also strengthens your ability to discern the truth. When you notice someone adjusting their stories to fit in better or to impress, you gain valuable insight into that person's character and intentions. Chosen ones have a natural sensitivity to the truth and can use this intuition to navigate relationships more confidently and consciously. Chosen one, on your journey, you will certainly encounter people who seem to have an insatiable need to control everything around them, including you. These individuals often disguise their desire for control as concern or help, but behind this facade is an intention to manipulate their decisions and actions. The need for excessive control is a clear sign that these people have hidden intentions, often seeking to exert power over you to satisfy their own interests. When someone tries to dictate what you should do, how you should think, or who you should be. They are actually trying to limit your freedom and autonomy. Imagine a colleague who insists on deciding the details of each project, without considering your opinions or ideas. They may mask this behavior as efficiency or leadership, but in reality, they are trying to ensure that everything is done according to their own agenda. In personal relationships, this need for control can manifest itself in subtle ways, such as choosing your clothes, your friends, or even your words. These behaviors are warning signs that this person may be trying to manipulate your life, shaping it according to their own wants and needs. These controllers often use psychological techniques to maintain their power, such as inducing guilt, shame, or fear of consequences if you don't follow their directives. They may make you believe that without their guidance you will fail or stray from the right path. For the chosen one, this can create a feeling of dependency, where you begin to doubt your own capabilities and decisions. It is crucial to recognize that your ability to make decisions for yourself is a fundamental right, and that no one should have the power to influence you to the point where you lose your sense of self. People with an excessive need for control are often afraid of losing their influence or facing the reality that they cannot control everything and everyone. They project this fear into their relationships, trying to dominate those around them. For the chosen one, understanding this is an essential step towards freeing themselves from these influences. Once you identify these behaviors, you should begin to reassert your independence and set clear limits. Knowing how to say no and asserting your own will are powerful tools against manipulation. Setting limits is vital. This not only protects you, but also sends a clear message that you will not be manipulated. Chosen ones must be firm and confident in their decisions, knowing that their life and choices are sacred. Chosen have an inner strength that allows them to resist attempts at control and manipulation. By developing this strength, you not only protect yourself, but you also inspire others to do the same, creating an environment of mutual respect and integrity. That's why if you feel like you're on a lonely journey and still want to strengthen your inner strength, our ebook can be a valuable resource for you. There you will find guidance and insights that will help illuminate your path and better understand your unique experiences and gifts. And what's even better, when you join us and purchase the ebook, you will have access to our exclusive community on Discord. This group is a space where many have already found support, understanding, and affection from chosen others. Imagine being part of a community that truly understands and supports who you are. Take a look at the first comment pinned here on the video and get more information. Chosen one, have you ever noticed how some people change their preferences and opinions suddenly and for no apparent reason? This sudden change of favorites could be more than a simple change in taste, is often a sign of manipulative behavior. When someone alters your preferences or affections to align with what you like or expect, they may be trying to manipulate your perception or get closer to you to gain some benefit. These apparent changes in tastes and opinions are a tactic to appear more trustworthy or likable, creating an artificial connection that favors their interests. Imagine a colleague who suddenly begins to enjoy the same hobbies as you, or expresses opinions that align perfectly with yours, even though he or she has shown little interest in these topics in the past. This type of behavior can be seen as an attempt at emotional manipulation, where the person pretends to share common interests to gain your trust. This quick and convenient adaptation of preferences is a tactic to gain acceptance and create a bond, but it is superficial and often devoid of sincerity. This constant change of favorites could be a sign that the person is trying to please everyone around them to gain advantages or position themselves better socially. People who do this often have a strong desire to be accepted and recognized, and use this technique to avoid conflict or stand out in a group. For the chosen one, it is crucial to realize that this lack of authenticity can lead to unbalanced relationships, where a person's real intentions are hidden behind a facade of agreement. You must question the consistency of these people's actions and words and ask yourself whether they are being genuine or just adapting to manipulate the situation. Furthermore, these changes can be a defense mechanism to avoid being caught in contradictions or to maintain control over social interactions. When someone constantly changes their preferences, it's difficult to hold them accountable to any specific position or opinion. This allows them to navigate situations without being questioned or challenged, maintaining a safe position where they can manipulate without being exposed. Chosen ones must be aware of these tactics, as they are clear signs that the person may be acting with ulterior motives. To protect yourself from these behaviors, it is essential to maintain constant observation and question the authenticity of the relationships you maintain. If you notice someone constantly changing their opinions to align with yours, ask yourself if they are being sincere or just trying to get closer for convenience. Being chosen means having the courage to seek truth and authenticity, even if it means confronting the reality that not everyone has good intentions. Chosen one, in a world where empathy is a moral compass for many, its absence is a warning sign that should not be ignored. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to feel their pain and joy as if they were your own. However, there are people who simply cannot or will not show empathy. This lack of empathy is an indicator that the person may be focused only on their own interests, without caring about the impact of their actions on others. For the chosen, this lack of empathy in a relationship can lead to a deep feeling of devaluation and isolation. Imagine a friend who, instead of offering support when you're going through a difficult time, quickly changes the subject or downplays your feelings. This behavior not only reveals a lack of empathy, but also a lack of respect for your emotions. Chosen, by their nature, are deeply sensitive and intuitive, and need meaningful connections that respect and value their experiences. When you notice that someone is not capable of offering this type of connection, it is a sign that the relationship may be unbalanced and potentially harmful. A lack of empathy often manifests itself in small, daily interactions. It could be the coworker who ignores your suggestions, the partner who doesn't take your feelings into consideration, or the friend who is only there in good times but disappears in times of need. These behaviors accumulate and create an environment where the chosen feel lonely and disregarded. Recognizing these signs is essential to protecting your own emotional health and avoiding getting involved in relationships that don't offer genuine support. People who don't show empathy often have difficulty forming deep, meaningful connections. They may appear superficial or uninterested in issues that do not directly affect them. For a chosen one, it is vital to be surrounded by individuals who share their ability to feel and understand. Empathy is what creates true, lasting bonds, and its absence can indicate a person who is unable to offer the kind of relationships the chosen need to flourish. Chosen ones must remember that it is not their role to teach someone empathy. If you notice a persistent lack of empathy in someone, it may be time to reevaluate that person's role in your life. Not all relationships are meant to last, and recognizing when it's time to move on is a sign of strength, not weakness. Your inner peace and emotional well-being are more important than maintaining a relationship that does not contribute positively to your life. Chosen one, in a world where truth should be the basis of all interactions, lies become a tool of destruction. Constant lying is a sure sign that someone is trying to manipulate reality for their own benefit. When a person regularly lies, especially about seemingly insignificant matters, it demonstrates a tendency to deceive and a lack of respect for the truth. For the chosen, who value honesty and integrity, dealing with frequent liars can be draining and emotionally damaging. These individuals not only distort the truth, but they also compromise the trust that is essential to any healthy relationship. Imagine dealing with someone who, even about the most trivial things, seems incapable of telling the truth. They may lie about where they've been, who they've spoken to, or what they've done, creating a web of untruths that complicates every interaction. Chosen, it is important to realize that these lies are not accidental, but rather part of a pattern of behavior. These people use lying as a means to control the narrative, manipulate others' perceptions, and avoid consequences. The consistency of these lies indicates that they are willing to sacrifice trust and integrity to achieve their own goals. Constant lies create an environment of distrust, where everything that is said needs to be questioned. For a chosen one, this is especially difficult, as trust and authenticity are fundamental to their relationships. When you find yourself constantly checking the veracity of someone's words, it's a clear sign that the relationship is tainted. Lies destroy the foundation of any genuine connection and make it impossible to build a relationship based on mutual trust and respect. These lies can also have a profound impact on the mental and emotional health of the chosen. Living with compulsive liars can lead to feelings of doubt, confusion, and insecurity. You begin to question your own perception and judgment, wondering if you are exaggerating or being unfair. However, it is important to remember that the responsibility for the truth does not rest with you, but with the person who chooses to lie. As a chosen one, it is your right to demand honesty and integrity from everyone in your life. Chosen ones must learn to trust their intuition and not ignore warning signs when they detect lies. If you notice patterns of dishonest behavior, it is a clear indication that the person is not worthy of your trust. Lies may start small, but a lack of action to confront them can lead to bigger problems. Honesty is a reflection of character, and its absence is a sign that the person is not prepared for a true and transparent relationship. Chosen one, have you ever been around someone who seems to react disproportionately to minor situations, exploding with anger or acting impulsively without thinking about the consequences? This explosive and impulsive behavior is a clear sign of a lack of emotional control and can indicate deeper problems. People who act this way often use their outbursts as a form of manipulation, trying to intimidate or dominate others to achieve their own goals. For the chosen, who seek harmony and balance, being around people with this type of behavior can be extremely exhausting and disturbing. Imagine a scenario where, faced with constructive criticism, someone reacts with shouts, insults, or aggressive attitudes. This behavior not only creates a hostile environment, but also discourages any form of open and honest communication. Chosen one, it is important to understand that these outbursts are not just an expression of momentary anger, they are often tactics to divert attention from oneself or to avoid responsibility. These individuals may use their overreactions as a way to silence others by preventing them from expressing their concerns or opinions. Explosive and impulsive behaviors can also be a form of control, where the person creates an environment of fear or discomfort to keep others under their control. Chosen, who value peace and understanding, may find this type of behavior especially difficult to deal with. However, it is crucial to recognize that these reactions are not normal or acceptable in a healthy relationship. They are signs that the person does not have the necessary emotional skills to deal with conflicts in a mature and respectful way. For the chosen, dealing with impulsive and explosive people requires a level of self-awareness and firmness. It's important to set clear boundaries and not be intimidated by these outbursts. By remaining calm and refusing to be drawn into the drama, you demonstrate your own inner strength and resilience. Chosen must remember that their inner peace is precious and that no one has the right to upset this balance with their reckless actions. Those chosen must also be aware of how these behaviors can impact their own emotional and mental health. Constant exposure to angry outbursts and impulsive behavior can lead to stress, anxiety, and a feeling of insecurity. Recognizing these signs and taking steps to protect yourself, whether by setting limits, removing yourself from toxic situations, or seeking support, is essential to maintaining your own peace and well-being. Chosen one, have you ever noticed how some people seem to find fault with everything and everyone around them, always ready to criticize harshly and often disproportionately? Overly critical behavior is a warning sign, indicating that the person may be projecting their own insecurities onto others. This type of behavior not only devalues those around you, but also creates an environment of constant negativity. For the chosen, who seek growth and harmony, dealing with constant critics can be a true test of patience and resilience. Imagine being in a situation where, no matter what you do, someone always has something negative to say. They criticize their choices, doubt their abilities, and question their decisions, often without any solid basis. This behavior not only undermines your confidence, but also tries to reduce your self-esteem. Chosen one, it's important to recognize that these criticisms often reflect more of the critic's insecurities and frustrations than any actual flaw in you. People like this use constant criticism as a form of control, trying to mold others according to their own limited views. This disproportionate criticism is a tactic to keep others in a state of constant doubt, where they are always seeking approval or trying to avoid the next verbal attack. For the chosen, this can create a toxic dynamic where freedom of expression and creativity are stifled by the fear of being judged. However, it is essential to understand that no one has the right to diminish your value or dictate what is right or wrong for you. The chosen have an inner light that should not be extinguished by the negative opinions of others. Chosen ones must respond to these critics with grace and firmness. Instead of constantly defending yourself or justifying yourself, recognize that you don't need their approval to validate your choices. Maintain your own moral compass and remember that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. Responding with empathy, but also with assertiveness, helps you maintain balance and protect your own peace. Remember that you have the power to decide which voices you let influence your life. These constant critics often have difficulty dealing with their own failures and, instead of facing their internal issues, they prefer to project them onto others. Chosen ones, your journey is about growth and evolution, and that means you don't need to hold on to the destructive criticism others throw your way. You have the wisdom to discern constructive criticism that is truly meant to help from comments that are purely destructive. So, be sure to check out the first comment pinned to be part of the exclusive community of chosen ones on Discord. In this group there is no criticism, just a network of support and understanding so that everyone can help each other in this moment of growth and evolution. Join by purchasing our ebook where you will find guidance and insights that will help illuminate your path and better understand your unique experiences and gifts. Don't let this divine opportunity pass you by. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to leave a like so we know that you like this content and subscribe to the channel to be united in this chain of God's chosen ones. Also share this video and leave your comment below, sharing your experiences and learnings. Also check out the videos indicated on the screen and the Secrets of the Chosen playlist to dive even deeper into this path of self-discovery and spiritual protection. Chosen, your journey has just begun, and the best is yet to come. Thanks for staying until the end, and we'll see you in the next video.